So today's Easter Sunday, and spent a bunch of time with family today. It was great. But it's a nice afternoon, and our pears are at what we call the finger separation stage. Emma can put a picture up right here where my hand is. Good. Uh, and I'm trying something a little bit different this year. So usually traditional pear programs, talking about spraying pears, and we're at the finger stage, and I need to spray my pears today. It's a nice day, stuff will dry well, and I want to spray them before we get bees in next week. So we're going to do a surround application, and usually I haven't done this before, so this is new for me. The second application, I did one already at traditional dormant timing to delay pear-scylla, and I can put a pear-scylla up here. So right now we're just trying to prevent pear-scylla from laying eggs, and you guys might, as you'll watch me mix this, you might be a little bit worried. Oh, Jake, you're handling pesticides or whatever it is without face masks, proper PPE, whatnot. Take it easy. It's all right. This is just literally kale and clay. They mine it out of the ground, grind it up to a super fine powder, and then, I mean, this is literally, this comes from the ground. It's just a super fine mist. Not mist, but particle. We use it as during the summertime as sunburn protectant. So like sometimes you could buy an apple, say like a Granny Smith, and you'll look in the stem bowl and you'll see this white, little bit of a white film. It's hard to clean it off, especially when it's in the stem bowls. And that's what this is a lot of times. It's also calcium carbonate. It's a different. But anyways, getting off on a rabbit trail here. But anyways, today we're gonna be mixing surround in, and between these two bags, we're gonna put 50 pounds in. So I'm spraying at 200 gallons an acre. So we're just doing 25 pounds an acre essentially. And doing 2 bags per tank. But it is a royal pain in the rear to get mixed into solution. So I have come up with the best way I can figure it out, and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, put some surround, we'll put water in first, put surround in, and then I use a paint mixing paddle, actually. Hooked up to the good old Milwaukee drill. That'd be sweet if you could sponsor me one day, Milwaukee. But this is kind of what it looks like. It's a gross paste. It needs some more water. But if we pour that directly into the tank, it can plug sprayers up and plug nozzles up. I'm gonna point to the sprayer. It'll plug nozzles up. Yep, there's my beautiful spraying machine. But anyways, it'll plug nozzles up. It turns into this gross gloopy. So if we don't do this and pre-mix it and put it in the tank first and get it mixed into solution, you'll have troubles for the rest of your day if you're spraying. But anyway, stay tuned. That's what we're doing today. Our insecticide of choice is going to be Centaur. It's a growth regulator, an insect growth regulator. It does something with the chitin, which chitin is a crucial part of an insect's exoskeleton, and chitin is like that hard. It builds that hard exoskeleton layer of the insects, and it actually stops them from molting. And so essentially what they do is they can't molt in their shells, and they kind of die inside of their shell and kind of explode out. It's kind of weird stuff. But anyways, that's a little bit of science for you behind it. But anyway, so stay tuned. You'll get to see the pears after we spray them. We'll turn the trees white, and have a blessed day. So for those people that are just like die-hard people that really care about what we're spraying today, so we're spraying surround. Like I said, we got Centaur, made by Nicino. It's a great product. It's actually bee safe, so you don't have to worry about harming bees with it. Great mealybug product, great pear-scylla product. Anyways, got some this is actually triple 20, some foliar nitrogen, and a bunch of, it's actually got a micronutrient package, so like manganese, copper, molybdenum, zinc, and a bunch of other goodies and yum-yums. Helps that tree, because bloom actually is the most stressful time on a tree, believe it or not. And so as farmers, crop advisors, we're trying to boost that tree as much as we can. So giving them all the little micronutrients to help those flowers and yeah, help our trees grow as much. Spraying some zinc as well, some foliar zinc, chelated zinc. It also helps buffer the tank pH, buffers it down a little bit. pH, if people don't know what pH is, so 7's neutral. Anything below 7, so like a 6 or a 5, you're getting acidic. So essentially, by buffering a tank, we're lowering the pH a little bit. Some products are basic. And a lot of the insecticides we spray tend to like to be a little bit below the neutral pH, so like a 6.5 or a 6, or whatever we're spraying. And here we have some leftover. Well, actually, I got some boron here. Yeah, label, but boron helps with pollen tube growth. Look it up. It's a great, if you guys want to learn something, look up the role of boron in flower development in apples, pears, cherries, whatever it is. But it helps with pollen tube growth and seed development. Boron's a huge player in seed development, in our apples and pears. And I think that's it in this mixture. We got some oil here, some leftover oil in a 5-gallon bucket. We ran out last year. And I needed a couple 5-gallon buckets to get by, but I have a bigger 30-gallon drum that I'll use, and I'm mixing that old Surround in the oil 5-gallon bucket. Anyway, so stay tuned for the actual spraying video. It's like I said, it's absolutely perfect. There's no wind. It's going to be a nice evening to spray and get some product on it. So stay tuned. So this is my trusty steed, Ford 4430. We bought it last year. Super nice. Got a cab, filters, AC. It's great. Beats the heck out of being in the open air concept. We moved up finally to the 21st century. It was super nice. Moving over here, today's a video on, I'm going to show you guys what a sprayer actually does, so we can go back here and look at this. Okay, so for those that don't know much about tractors at all, a tractor has something called a PTO, or a power takeoff, and it comes out of the rear of the tractor. And these, so this is a rear power blast made in Eugene, Oregon. So shout out to the P&W guys, best sprayers ever made. Fight me if you don't think so. But anyways, these have really cool articulating hitches that allow the PTO not to, the U-joints in the PTO not to like chatter when you're turning pretty sharp with these sprayers, so they're pretty sweet. Up here, so coming closer so we can actually see, we have these rears. This is a 400-gallon capacity rears. This is your measuring gauge to see how full your tank is. PSI gauge, so when I'm looking back here, based off of your row spacing, we usually drive the same speed. So like today, I'll spray 200 gallons an acre and I'll drive in the same gear. It doesn't matter what row spacing you drive in the same gear. Get your tractor up to 540 PTO, whatever RPM that is for your tractor. And then depending on what your row spacing is, you kind of adjust. These sprayers have electronic valves that you can adjust PSI in the cab, which is nice, and turn on your booms, electric booms, so you can turn on the boom inside the cab. Super nice. So moving back towards the middle of the sprayer. So yeah, the PTO is underneath here. It runs through the center of the sprayer. There's a little cavity in the sprayer that it runs through. Looking in the sprayer itself, this right here is what we call the dump valve. So there's a valve on the back that shoves water into here, and then as we dump product into here, it washes it and kind of mixes it down into the tank, where there's a paddle inside of the tank that mixes product that's inside there. Moving back farther to the back, and here's where there should be a cover on here. Don't come at me, OSHA. I'm spraying my own stuff, so there should be a cover back here. This is one of our boom, boom hoses that feeds the boom here. There's still actually some surround on here from the last application. Good tip, clean off your sprayer every time. There's a lot of things that we spray. I don't know why. You know, for guys that are spraying regularly, clean off your sprayers. There's a lot of things we spray that are caustic, and corrosive on, you know, metal, make stuff rust. So after I get done today spraying, I'll give it a good wash and clean it off. Just, you know, maintenance is really good. Makes stuff last a lot longer. You know, use stainless steel bolts so the bolts don't rust. Coming in closer over here. This is our nozzle setup. So each rear sprayers comes with 13 nozzles on each side, and we have the ability to turn off one side or the other and spray with one side or the other. And we actually can turn, you know, valves off, nozzles off, whichever ones we want to, based off of what your tree canopy looks like. And each one of these sprayers has two sides on it, so we can flip from one side to the other, and spray 100 gallons per acre and 200 gallons per acre based off of which position the nozzle is in. So right now I have some bigger nozzles, so with 200 gallons we'll spray with bigger nozzles. Some guys will spray with ceramic. I just have stainless steel tips in there, or just tips. I want to go to ceramic because they last a lot longer. They're just more expensive. Going to the back, this is where all the magic happens. I think this is a 33-inch fan. Rear's Power Blast sprayers blow the absolute most air. Great spray penetration. But anyways, super dangerous too. So this thing sucks a lot of air in from the back, so you don't want to be in and around fans, especially, you know, because there's been instances where the fans come out of the back of them. You just don't want to be near fans. You know, be precautious, be careful, because that will kill you or you'll lose an arm if you shove your hand in there. So anytime the sprayer's running, always shut off the tractor. Just shut your tractor off if you're trying to mess with something back here. Be super safe. So yeah.